I'm going to put it up in my wall. I mean, this is very special. Come on, this is all the gear that we used to fight tonight. It's very special. Thank you, Fedor. Thanks, guys.
What did this mean tonight, Scott? That you know, you could see the reception for Fedor when he came out, and the reception when he knocked Frank out. What does this moment mean for the world of mixed martial arts, do you think?
I mean, Fedor is back. I mean, you know, to me, it's like the walkout felt. To me, the walkout was the same in New York, where when he walked out, anytime he walks out, it's a big deal. And in Chicago, you know, last time he fought here, same thing. I mean, he has this presence, this aura. He has, you know, the it factor. It doesn't matter if he wins or loses, honestly. He's still going to be Fedor, the greatest fighter that ever fought in the heavyweight division. So, to me, this is a fight I was really looking forward to. I think we talked earlier about what it meant, you know, and, you know, now there was, you know, it was just the right moment in time, and these guys got it on, and, you know, Fedor won, and now he's moving forward to fight Chael Sonnen in our heavyweight tournament, and I'm excited. I mean, I'm really excited about the future for the heavyweight division.
Would now be the right time for a fight of the night bonus, or would you have a night like tonight where it's all finishes? Would that just be too hard?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, you know, it's some of our pay scale. You have to understand it's not based on wins. Like the fighters, not so much to show and so much to win. A lot of our fighters, like, you know, whether Fedor finished or not, he gets a very, very hefty flat rate, right? So it's a little, we pay a little bit different than maybe some of the other organizations. But we are working on something, but just, you know, hang tight. Maybe before the end of the year we'll have something fun to announce.
All right. When's the last time you've seen a night like this? You had 4 submissions and a TKO in your main card. I don't remember in Strikeforce or Bellator that you've ever had something.
Yeah,
like
I mean, Strikeforce was named Strikeforce because we called it Strikeforce, right? It wasn't Jiu-Jitsu Force or Wrestle Force, right? But it was like a Jiu-Jitsu night tonight. And you go back to, you know, the core principles of martial arts and the core principles of MMA, and Jiu-Jitsu is, you better have a good Jiu-Jitsu game, because if you don't, you saw what happened tonight. And very effective Jiu-Jitsu out there tonight. I was really impressed, and I was impressed with Dillon, because think about this, a lot of jiu-jitsu fights, this is the first time in front of a crowd like this to walk down that ramp, and I'm sure his heart was pumping, but you know, he delivered. And same thing with Neiman. Neiman's a guy that has had 7-8 fights with us, but the submissions were impressive. I'm very impressed with how the group of, you know, guys that fought tonight. And, you know, Fedor had a beautiful hip throw and finished the fight, and I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. But as far as the jiu-jitsu goes, you know, after I speak, Hoist can come up and talk about, the master of the jiu-jitsu can come up and speak about, you know, the style of art. But go ahead.
Scott, going back to Fedor, obviously a kind of bizarre week for him with the FBI turning up at the Fight Hotel on Tuesday to interview him. What's your take on it? You know, as the promoter of the event, and the fact he had to go through what seems to be a few interviews this week with the FBI.
Yeah, you know, I don't know you know, I got the call that this is going down, and you know, right away I was, you know, a little bit, my heart started racing, like, what's going on? But Fedor assured me that everything's fine, has nothing to do with him, that you know, it's something they want to talk about, and he wouldn't go into too much detail with you. So, you know, that's his business.
Is that because he's been instructed this is secretive or whatever it be?
That I have no idea. That's something you should ask. Did you ask him that, Gary? Because I had no idea.
He wasn't distracted at all, he said, by the whole...
Yeah, I mean, he's a very stoic gentleman, you know, inside and outside the cage, and he just happens to be, you know, this fighter that can turn it on and do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time.
If the fight was going to end the way that it ended, if he was going to win, did you expect him to win the way that he did?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought if he was going to win the fight, he was going to be a ground and pound, or, you know, by punches, and if it was going to be a submission, I thought that Frank might have the advantage.
Did you think it would be that quick, though?
You know, I did tell my guys it's not going to go past 1 round, because you're talking about 2 big men in there, and they're throwing it and they're going for it, and, you know, heavyweights are different. You get hit, it's over. So I'm sorry, it did not surprise me.
Scott, what's your take on Dillon Danis and his personality? Do you think he's going to rub people the right way, the wrong way, or would you be happy as long as he gets a reaction, no matter what?
Come on now, you're talking about my partner here. Like that's, we're partners. No, but on a serious note, listen, he talks a lot of trash. He's gonna have some people there hating on him, but to me, I love it all. I love, the drama of it all, and let him go build his fan base. And some people come here to see him lose, and some people come to see him win. And to me, we'll put him in some great fights in the future. We have a great 170-pound division. So he's going to have his hands full as he moves forward.
Is he going to get the Ben Askren fight that he's asking for, though?
Oh, I didn't even know that he was asking for it.
Yeah.
I think his exact quote was, if I tell Scott Coker to go get him, he'll go get him.
Oh, well, then I better get on it right away.
I know you have talked with Ben, and is Ben interested in still coming back here, or is it something that...
I mean, my thought was, Ben talked to our matchmaker, Rich, and he reached out to him, I think, a couple weeks ago. I talked to Chantry, he's still under contract with 1FC, and so there's some things to work out, but, it's Ben, I don't think really wants to fight. I think he wants to fight one more fight and then be done with it. That's what I understand. And to me, it's like, we have a lot of plans for these guys in the 170-pound weight class, so we're going to keep everybody busy. We got a big fight for MVP coming up in London. We got a big fight for Fitch and Daly in San Jose, May 12th, so we're gonna keep these guys busy. I want fighters that are gonna be here fighting, and so that's my feeling on the whole thing.
Back to the main event really quickly, and you look at what's coming up with Fedor and Chael, and a lot of people, it feels like, and you've been a part of a lot of big fights, but this would feel like the biggest fight in Bellator history, considering the history of Chael and Fedor going down as one of the greatest fighters, if not the greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah, I think this is a historic moment for the company. I think as a fight fan myself, it's a historic moment for me in MMA, and I think that fight with Chael could be even bigger than what we saw tonight.
Do you know where that will be yet? Or is that not mapped out?
We will probably start working on that this week, because it's probably going to end up somewhere on the East Coast, right?
Okay.
And if it was Mir versus Chael, it'll probably end up on the West Coast. So that's what we're thinking. So. We've already talked to a couple of venues. We're starting to work some things out, but now we'll start moving forward on Monday.
Emmanuel Sanchez was very adamant on the mic after his win. If you talk to him, does he have plans on his next fight?
Well, he did until he told me to get off the phone. I'm joking. Listen, he's a great talent, and I love that kid. He always brings it, and he always talks a great game, and he always backs it up. So to me, he's a guy that we're gonna continue to move forward. And I don't, I got to go back and talk to my guys, but I don't see why he wouldn't be the guy that fights the winner of the Pitbull fight in Rome. So, he's right in there.
As a promoter, would you want to stick Danis and Chael on the same card, considering they quote-unquote do all the heavy lifting?
Stick who and who?
Danis and Chael on the same card.
Boy, that I think anytime Dillon fights is going to be special. I think anytime Chael fights is special. Anytime Fedor fights is special. So. I think that we're gonna the next fight card that Fedor fights in for the semifinals is going to be a stack card once again.
You mentioned East Coast is a strong likelihood. I mean, would you want to be back in the Garden for that? And then, if so, if you were able to do that, would you want it to be on pay-per-view, or is that not something you want to do with any of these tournament fights because you haven't done it with the other ones?
Yeah, one thing that Kevin Kay and I talked about when we started this venture with this tournament is, that these should be on Paramount Network, and I think that we're going to stick to that.
You said about Dillon. So, what makes Dillon so special?
Have you seen his pajamas? I mean, you guys,
well, we can go walk around in those pajamas.
Well, it's just you just gotta have that swagger about yourself, right? No, but honestly, he's kind of got a little swagger to him, right? And I enjoy that. To me, it's like, look, if that's what you want to do, and you want to have that, play that role, that's fine. I'm good with it. And let him. He'll have an opportunity to flourish. We'll put him on a big spotlight. You come down the ramp with all the music and the lights and the video, and we'll give him a great opportunity to grow his brand.
Is Lovato versus Salter still in the works, or does Lovato jump past that with his performance tonight?
He looked really good. The only thing I would say to that is with Salter, I want to see how long he's going to be out before I answer that question. So when I get back to San Jose, we'll talk to Bob Cook, his manager, and we'll find out what kind of time Salter will need to get back, and then we'll decide.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Always Gracie. Please, let's talk about the jiu-jitsu.